welcome back to my channel. This is Java with Ali, and I am Ali, your software developer that has experience for the last over 10 years as a developer. So I am now going to talk to you today about method overloading. It's an important factor in development. It is used quite often, and it's one of the fundamentals and foundations of how we can use and reuse the same method with the same name over and over. So what is method overloading? Firstly, it's good to know that you have a method that you can call the same name but pass in different parameters. So it has a different signature, it might have different things passed to it, but also this is where we also need to know a little bit more about our constructors as well. So we're going to do this bit by bit. First, we have our previous classes that we've made. In here, let's say, I have my token class and my second class, and I create a new object. We already spoke about creating our new objects, and with that, everything is just second class, and let's call it second, new second class, and that's it. And we also have a second class called third. Let's not worry about naming conventions just yet. This is just for demonstration purposes, so do not go with these naming conventions, and I have that as a caveat throughout all my videos. Do not go with the naming conventions here because these are not meaningful names that are usually given. Usually there's a standard within organizations that they use as well. So today we're going to look a little bit about constructors, a little bit about method overloading. Firstly, constructors. So when I call second class, for example, we have our empty constructor, which is usually our default. However, if we write another constructor and change the method or the signature or the parameters that are involved with calling an object or creating a new object called second class, then we need to create our default constructor as well. So usually this default constructor, as we mentioned before, usually this default constructor is empty, it's already there, it comes with the language, we don't need to write it ourselves. So if these weren't here at all, you can still create a new object called second class. If I want to adapt what I pass through to second class, then of course I need to create a new constructor. Constructor being the name of the class with public in front of it here. You can see public constructor name here. So this is our normal default empty constructor, and this is our this is our different constructor, and we can continue on and on as we wish. Now, normally when we create comments as well, we also create them like so for above the, see, once you do and this is usually then written here. We might as well make it correct while we're here. So now we've touched a little bit on constructors. Now we need to know about the method overloading. So the reason why I'm addressing this is because we can also do this with a constructor. So we have our public second class here. If I create another one, I can have this also as a double if I wanted to. So it's changing the signature constructor with a double parameter in the signature of the constructor. And then here we have a constructor here with integer as in the signature of the constructor, as so. Okay, so that's how we change our constructor signature, and we have multiple constructors and they're all the same name. And the same goes for method overloading. So this is a similar principle. We have a method that is going to have, it's going to be called the exact same thing, but we're going to have a different signature associated with it. So I'm just going to save this here. Let's go back to token test. Here we have our token test. We have 4, 3rd, blah, blah, blah. I'm gonna delete all of this so it's easier to read. And we're gonna stick with our, let's say, here. We can have second class like this. Equals new second class, and here's where we can have int x if we wanted to. So let's say, or we can have x here, for example, and have int x equals 10, like so, if we wanted to. So this is where it gets it's a little bit tricky because it's of the type second class. We're going to have int constructor, just for demonstration purposes again. And then we can see our 10 is going to be passed through to our object second class. And you can see when I hover over it, it goes test package Ali, which is our package. Second class is the class itself, which is there, and second class is ta-da, here is our constructor being called. Okay, now we have methods. So we have our method here, method overloading, being that it's going to change our type maybe, and also our signature if we wanted to. So I'm going to say, but it's going to be called the same thing, right? So if we have int, let's say, then we have to have a return statement, let's say x. But we have to have, let's say, int x here, let's say, and then returns x. So if I call this method, I can either call second class dot method, and it has to return x. So let's save that. Here we have second dot now, if we wanted to, we can also say second dot, and now we have our different methods to be called that you can see here, and we can pass through x, and then we can also say print it out on the screen if we wanted to, and you can see what happens. Ta-da! 210. So we don't want this here. We don't want this here. Oh, maybe we do want this one. Now, 10. So it just prints out 10. That is how we are passing through 10 into our println, and that is how we do our method overloading. So we can also do as well different types of methods. So we can have a double, then we pass through a double if we wanted to in the signature and return a double. We can do it with other different types as well, all the same name. That is the basically the foundation of method overloading. First, we looked at constructors and different types of constructors, and it's working on the same principles. So you're bringing from the same things, which is really nice. So that is it for today. I hope you liked the video. Please do like, share, and subscribe if you like it. If you have any questions, please do comment below. I really enjoy engaging with everybody in the community that we have now built. And happy programming. Repeat after me. Programming comes to me easily and effortlessly. Okay, happy programming. Okay, bye.